Hello, and welcome to your safe haven in this tempest that is fandom. Welcome to Geeky Port. I'm Keith Martin alongside Jamie, Amy, and Maxie. Today we're talking about holiday films and what may or may not constitute a Christmas or holiday movie. So what is your favorite Christmas movie that may or may not be a Christmas movie?
I'm going to go with The Green Knight because it takes place at Christmas. And
yeah, he could have taken any other one. Fine, I'll take the others. It's cool.
Continue.
But really what I wanted to talk about was one of my favorite horror movies, Gremlins, which is a phenomenal movie.
You could have just started with Gremlins instead of... Thanks. Thanks, friend. Go. What about Gremlins, Jamie?
Gremlins is great because it's a unique little comedy horror movie with some great practical puppets. I've been wanting to talk about this movie for a long time. It's really why I'm on the panel right now, and not really for any other reason. It's great. I think it's fun. It's got some scares. Got some kind of like some gory scenes, like a gremlin gets blended. That's a great scene where the mother has had enough and just takes the fight directly to the gremlins.
Oh, that's so great.
The Mogwai is amazing. Just great creature design. I forget who did the special effects for that, but it's all really great. And then with Gremlins 2, I don't know if that takes place on Christmas, but it's like they were just like, well, we don't really have a plan for the rest of this franchise, I guess. And they were just like, well, just do whatever because America needs another Gremlins movie.
Too crazy.
And it's complete insanity.
I'm here to talk about Gremlins. Gremlins is why I'm kidding. I would like to talk about The Green Knight. If Jamie didn't steal my thunder. Green Knight is directed by David Lowery, and it's based on the epic poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And it was beautifully adapted, and I didn't realize that it took place at Christmas time. And it's a wonderful story about a Green Knight who visits King Arthur's court and challenges a knight to face him in combat. And Sir Gawain is the only one who steps forward and cuts off his head. And he said, in a year's time, you must face me at the Green Chapel. So the movie follows Gawain as he goes through this quest to find the Green Knight at the Green Chapel, and he encounters many people on his adventures. And it takes place at Christmas time and has medieval Christmas music in it. Mm-hmm. And the Green Knight is played beautifully by one of my favorite actors, Ralph Ineson, who needs more work in Hollywood because he has the coolest voice and he is a wonderful actor.
And some of the best holiday movies are centered around the concept of decapitation.
Yeah. Like what else?
So, for instance, what the idea here that I was trying to explore here is like, so there are movies that are, they take place at Christmas, but
they're not about.
But what makes them, why people call them Christmas movies? But I want to get to Amy's.
Okay. Because then we'll circle back to one other one.
I don't actually have one, so you can go.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
that's fine.
I'm not the most movie savvy person.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, we could talk about Die Hard, but I've never seen it.
Never seen Die Hard. My wife said the same thing. She's like, I've never actually seen Die Hard. I was like, okay.
I have to go by what the man himself said that it's not one though. Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce Willis said it wasn't.
But one thing, because we did talk about this last time we talked about Christmas movies, because technically It's a Wonderful Life. It's not a Christmas if you're movie. Going by that logic. Yes. The last part of the movie takes place at Christmas time, but the movie itself is not about Christmas.
I just had this conversation with my wife because I was saying that, It's a Wonderful Life is not a Christmas movie because it's not a movie any time of year.
Yeah, it takes place throughout the year, but then it wraps up around Christmas time.
That's probably one of my favorite movies.
It's so good. The minute he gets to the bridge, I'm just, when he's I want to live again, and I'm just crying.
The whole way.
Spoilers.
I mean, you don't know what it, have you seen it?
Have you seen It's Wonderful?
Why haven't you seen that movie?
I'm really busy.
So first he tries to take the Green Knight from me. Now he hasn't seen It's a Wonderful Life. Get out of here! Get out of here!
Okay, to kind of, I've also never seen it.
I'm not shocked
there we
by
go.
that.
Yeah,
you said you don't.
You're not a movie person. He's allegedly a film guy.
I have a film degree.
He actually
as
went
do
to school.
I, and you haven't seen It's a Wonderful.
He actually went to school for film
Yeah.
and haven't seen
And
one
he
of the
hasn't
most classic movies ever made.
I haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life, but I've seen Psycho Gorman 3 times.
Oh,
No, I'm not.
Good
I'm
for
not.
you.
I'm saying that with
He
some
has
degree
a
of shame.
genre
I'm gonna
he
have
likes.
to Clockwork Orange you and make you watch it.
It's a Wonderful
Do you
Life.
understand that reference? Well,
Yeah.
I know you know because we watched that in the movie
Yes.
theater. So.
Where were
So,
we?
I'm
happy
feeling
Christmas,
personally-
everyone.
Merry
We're gonna berate
Christmas, everybody. We're just
Jamie.
gonna rip on Jamie the whole episode.
This is a very anti-Jamie show, and I'm just gonna say, like, I could cancel this whole series at a moment's notice. I have my finger on the button, the cancel button.
Do you now?
Really?
Jamie, do you want to talk about some of Tim Burton's Christmas stuff?
I do. I want to
Talk
talk
about
about
that.
one of my favorite Batman films, Batman Returns,
Yes.
which is where the studio,
Ugh.
riding the success of the 1989.
Did I actually vocalize?
I'm
It's
getting-
a fun
Oh,
movie.
it's awful.
No,
It's
it's
not.
not.
It's awful.
It's
It's
so
great.
much. Danny DeVito's a great penguin.
It's awful.
No, it's not. It's just this.
He's
It's
too
kind of
grotesque.
messed up,
Yeah. Well, that's
but that's the point.
I think that's one of the many films that I love, but I understand completely why some people abhor it, because it's not a good translation of the comic book. It's genuinely scary.
it's a messed up little film.
Yeah, no, it's Penguin in that
It's the
he's
most
he's
Tim Burton,
a lech.
Tim Burton-y.
Yeah.
That Tim Burton.
And it's beautiful.
Oh, no,
I
I wouldn't
love
say
it.
that.
Like the height of Burton being his most Burton-y.
Well,
Yes.
that's what happens when you let him off the leash too much.
But that's like when you hire a
Come here, come on,
You have
Burton.
to control Tim
Get back
Burton.
in.
when you hire a visionary director, you expect that kind of vision, correct?
Well, what's interesting about Burton, because some of the stuff that you mentioned in we have a group chat about this, how he has this, Edward Scissorhands, Nightmare Before Christmas, even though technically Henry Selick directed it, but it's his story. But he likes showing the messed up, like the darkness of Christmas.
Right.
Right.
Or
Because
he's like, hey, it takes place at Christmas, but messed up stuff is gonna happen,
well,
and
'cause
it's
he's
gonna
a
disturb
messed
you.
up guy.
Yeah. Well, he's a creative guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does it well. I think Christmas and Halloween fits with his general aesthetic
Yes,
of like,
yes.
like simultaneously
Don't
dark
get me wrong.
and colorful.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I am a Tim Burton fan. I for the most
90s
part,
Burton.
yeah, I love Beetlejuice. I love,
Mhm.
But have you seen Dumbo? No one's seen Dumbo.
Because
no, it's awful.
no one wants it.
I even like Sword in the Stone. I mean, Sword in the Stone.
Oh, Black Cauldron.
Black Cauldron. That's what I meant. Everyone knows that.
I'm like, he was a youngin' when.
yeah, but I even like that movie.
Yeah.
Even though most people don't.
Hey, I love Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah,
That's one of my
That's an
favorite.
okay
That's one of my favorite movies.
No one talks about that movie. It's
I would love. I'll
It's-
talk about
it's-
Sleepy Hollow
yeah,
all day, every day.
totally.
So, any other quick hits on Christmas movies that may or may not be Christmas movies?
Did you want to? There's Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Which
yeah, that's a really
Where's-
cool.
always-
That's actually a really good adaptation of the first novel too.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that movie is actually really good as an adaptation, which is it stayed pretty true, which is kind of rare. So, it's,
And the imagery was like, they look like they're pulled directly from the illustrations. There's not a lot of weird creativity. Like Peter Jackson, like
Yeah.
interjecting like all this weirdness into his adaptations of The Hobbit. But no, who directed Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe?
I do not
I don't know.
recall, but it was very good.
But he stuck to what makes the novel good, and it's very Christmassy.
now we are going to discuss holiday TV specials.
Mhm.
The awesome little thing when you were a kid and you heard that ding, 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 and the CBS logo goes spinning along. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to jump right in with from when I was, a little kid. My most favorite Christmas special was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Heck yeah.
That was my favorite. It was released 10 years, no, more than that, but it was released on my birthday, but much further back.
Aww.
But December 6th was its release date.
That's so cool.
I forget the year. It was like 1954 or something like that, but it was way back. But that's how I was related to that, because it was on my birthday. It was great. Watching it now, though, there's some problematic stuff in there.
Yeah. Those are some tough movies to watch
Yeah,
as
it's
an
awful.
adult.
Especially with Donner being like, stay home. This is man's
this is
work. And I'm
man's
like,
work.
Donner, I have issues with you. Also, one thing about that movie that I always had a problem with, how with the Island of Misfit Toys,
Yeah.
why is the redheaded doll there? There's nothing wrong with her other than the fact that she's a redhead.
Well, yeah, she's soulless.
Oh, does
That
she?
always,
Soulless
my
ginger?
mother is a redhead. That's what always bothered us. My mom was like, is it because she has red hair?
Oh no.
They made her wrong.
No.
Because I'm like, what's wrong with
I mean,
her?
I can't imagine because Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy
Yeah, I don't-
were
I
things
don't
at
know.
the time,
Yeah,
so
that's
I
true.
can't
Yeah,
imagine.
I don't know. I don't
And
know what's wrong
maybe
with
she
the
was
doll.
supposed to go mama and then like
Yeah.
went mama or
Yeah.
something.
Maybe she had a real attitude
That's
problem.
right, she had an attitude problem.
She's just mean.
That,
She
and then,
tripped old people.
Bad toy.
So that, all that stuff there. And like the message, of course, is, is great because it's just like, yeah, they're all going to hate you until they need you.
Yeah.
They're going to make fun of you. They're going to rag on you until they actually need something from you.
And then it's
That's
like,
life.
And that's
okay.
how
That
you
is
get a
life,
great
kids.
These
Pete
are core
Davidson
values.
skit.
Yes.
Right? That is life, kids. Even Santa, he's just like, yeah,
Santa was complicit with so much stuff going on.
Oh, yeah,
I
he's
was
like,
not thrilled with
he's
Santa.
like, you should be ashamed of yourself, man, trying to hide that.
Another Rankin and Bass film, Rudolph, like his own reindeer were making fun of Rudolph,
Rudolph,
like
right?
under his very nose, and he's
Right?
supposed to know who is naughty and who is nice.
He implicitly let that happen,
He did.
right? He's awful. He's running that sweatshop.
Santa, you're the worst. Thanks.
He's running that sweatshop at the North Pole.
You wouldn't let Hermie be a dentist and
It's
like
awful.
don't
But
let the
no,
elves
but
follow
it's
your
still a
dreams.
wonderful movie. I love Rudolph. It's so great.
It's fun. Yukon Cornelius is the man.
Yukon's the best.
Yukon.
He is the best.
Haven't I ever told you about Bumbles? Bumbles
Bumbles
bounce.
And of course, King Moonrazer, which is like, all
Come
right.
closer.
But it's like, all right, so we got a manticore here. Where'd that come from?
Like, why are you on the Island of Misfit Toys? Like,
Well, I just run
kind of cool. Yeah, I just run.
Maybe Rankin and Bass had that in their warehouse, and they were just like, "Hey, put this in there."
Yeah.
We're cool.
Go run the Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah, sure. We
It's
could just
really
put him in
cool.
that castle up there. It's really cool.
They're fantasy fans. They
Sure.
went on to create an animated adaptation of The Hobbit, so
Yeah, sure.
they're
Cool.
nerds. So I'm going to go with the infamous Star Wars Holiday Special for my personal favorite.
Life Day, sir.
I
Get it
watch
right.
it.
It's a
What?
pleasure.
Oh yeah. No,
Life
it's I watch it every year, unironically. I think it's great.
Oh, I watch it.
It's like all the nostalgia feels, because when I watched it on TV, I didn't know it was terrible. I was 6 years old.
Right.
So
Exactly.
it was like, this is free Star
This is
Wars.
cool.
Yeah.
Be honest. You watch it for Mark Hamill's eyeliner.
He looks very pretty in
He
that.
does.
He does. He's glammed up.
Just defines his eyes.
He looks more fake there than he does in The Mandalorian.
They did a beautiful job with his eyeliner and that too.
Oh, good segue, because the Star Wars Holiday Special is the first ever appearance of Boba Fett,
Right.
and next
It's
week
really cool.
is the premiere of the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh,
Yes.
snap! I
So
forgot.
that's gonna be
That's
great.
gonna be awesome. But you know what I get from that though? Like the Boba Fett short and that, it's totally like heavy metal vibes,
Yes.
right? It's like totally from like that movie Heavy Metal.
Take a one-way to the midnight, honey.
It's that's Nelvana, I think, that animation company.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I thought they did a lot of different. There was a bunch of different styles in that movie. So.
And heavy metal, yeah.
Yeah.
Very different styles in Star Wars: The Holiday Special.
Oh yeah.
That whole Cirque
Very
du
different
Soleil,
content.
Yeah, much different
like
content. as well,
hologram. Yeah, very strange. It got
Yeah.
B. Arthur,
Yeah.
like with a musical segment in the Mos Eisley Cantina. It's amazing, and her character is actually Star Wars canon.
Sure.
Yeah, like there's a novel about her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Carrie Fisher has a song too, doesn't she?
Yeah, I don't.
The,
Yeah, she
don't know.
sings the Wookiee life song to the tune of the Star Wars main theme,
uh,
and it is
Well, we
it is
all know that the-
gloriously awful.
Of course.
on that set, the cocaine flowed like honey.
Wow.
I mean,
Kinda
Yeah,
not
you're not wrong.
Feeling better than I've never seen
Come
it.
on now.
gotta watch. Gotta watch.
You gotta watch
Oh,
it.
maybe.
A lot of drugs involved in that.
Oh dear.
Maybe the next time I need something to watch while I have a fever.
Yeah.
Watch that.
The
Works.
best
And you'll
part.
probably understand it better.
Yes.
Mhm.
The best part is watching in real time Harrison Ford realize what a tremendous
What have I
train
done?
wreck this is.
What am I doing
Like,
here?
this is This is the end of my career. This is how it ends.
Oh, at least I got paid.
Yeah. I guess I can go back to carpentry.
Yeah, go build a set.
And he's the only one who's unscathed
That's true.
for the most part.
Well, Hamill's working.
Yeah, he is. But I mean, Ford was in The Fugitive, and he became Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
so,
a
I mean,
leading
he's-
actor.
Yeah.
Right.
But how about you, Amy?
I can talk about my favorite movie of all time. Well, my favorite animated movie of all time, which is Year Without a Santa Claus.
Mhm.
I watch it every year,
That was my brother's.
multiple times. I force my nephew to watch it. And I say it's payback for how many times I've seen Frozen. No, I love it. I mean, it's just the music is so good and it's so iconic. Like, even on TikTok they still have the Heat and Coal Miser like songs as like a makeup challenge and like people people do some crazy like the half and half and
That's
it's
pretty cool.
so cool. And just it's one of the very few times I've ever enjoyed Mickey Rooney.
Yeah.
That and Phantom at the Megaplex is kind of it. Like,
I love Mickey Rooney.
Yeah, you're
and it's how I know the song Blue Christmas.
Yep.
And
Oh.
every time I can only sing it like a little child because of the little girl that sings
Yeah,
it in the movie.
Yep.
And the best song in it, of course, is "It's Gonna Snow in Dixie."
That's right.
The snow, right? I don't know. I just love that mayor guy so much, and it's really good. And I believe in Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like that, and then Santa Claus is coming to town.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite. I love
Yeah.
Santa Claus is coming
That's
to
a
town.
great one.
With Fred Astaire as the narrator
Yep.
and Mickey Rooney
Yeah,
as
Santa.
Kris
Santa.
Kringle, aka Santa, and Keenan Wynn as
Winter Warlock.
the Winter
Yeah.
Warlock. And one of my favorite songs about put one
Foot
foot
in front of the other.
Do-do-do-do-do. I love that one so
I mean, I love
much.
everything about that movie except for the lap sitting thing.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
don't
the
know,
song
it's
like
just so
sit on my
silly.
lap.
Whatever you take, you
Yeah.
give a little bit. Yeah, that's whatever.
They can't all be.
Again, it's one of those
Yeah.
ones that when you watch it as an
Yeah,
adult, you're like,
yeah. I'm
uh,
gonna do an honorable mention.
Yes.
For probably my actual other favorite one was "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
I haven't seen that one.
No, you haven't seen that one
I have.
with the mouse.
Yeah.
No.
It has, it
Very
has like
sweet.
the family of mice, and then Mr. Trundle the clockmaker, and so the kid, this mouse, he's like a nerdy mouse, and he writes a letter to Santa calling him a fraud and a fake, and he signs it from all of us, and so all the people's letters get sent back from unopened from the North Pole, from this town. And they're like, what happened? And the kid, he's like, yeah, well, I said it and I meant it. It's from all of us, me and my friends, from all of us. And so they build a clock with song. It plays a song. So when Santa's flying by, he'll hear this song and come back. It's like, so it's great. And then the little mouse gets in the clock and breaks it. And then he has to try to fix it right before.
Was it animated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cell animation or stop motion?
Cell animation. Like,
Cell.
Yeah, cell animation.
Okay.
It's really.
It's like, yep. I can't remember. I'll get back to it, but we have to actually take a quick break. So we will be right back.
Far into the future of dark fantasy, on a world parallel to our own, two unlikely heroes find themselves confined to a pit. A shadowy cavern far from civilization, where dwells the ultimate horror. Immer presents a Fantasy Madness adventure module, Mind the Trap.
The holiday episodes of different TV shows. So, what do you have, sir?
Well,
You're on the spot. You said you didn't know any. And I'm evil.
I'm gonna go with the Christmas themed episodes of Futurama, where especially the first one, where Fry is introduced to the horrifying concept that in the future, Santa Claus is in fact a murderous robot that everyone is terrified of, and makes it a yearly tradition of hiding from. Yeah. So and he's got robot reindeer and throws exploding gifts
Yeah.
out of the sleigh, and it's just this horrific thing. It's never properly explained. I don't think.
Why? What
Well,
happened?
The Kwanzaa Ba is usually who comes to like the aid.
That's true, right? Yeah, the Kwanzaa bot, right? Why is there a robot devil in that? Is there any reason why like robots
'Cause
are
it's
taking
the
these
future.
folkloric characters? Okay, yeah. Future. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Futurama and their
Futurama.
crazy robot Santa Claus.
Robo Santa.
I will go with, because we've been talking about Christmas, but there aren't too many Hanukkah specials, and I will go with the Rugrats Hanukkah special because
Oh,
that
brilliant.
is kind of the only one I can think of. Because Tommy Pickles is half Jewish, so they celebrated Hanukkah. They also had a Passover special, which I love. But when they did the Hanukkah special, what was really clever, because they were the Maccabees and they were the Maccababies, and it's like a Maccababy's got to do what a Maccababy's got to do, and that was really special.
Yeah.
Where Amy and I are Jewish, so we're like, hey, a Hanukkah
Oh,
special.
hey,
What?
There's
that's us.
something,
Something
for
for
us.
us.
And that's really the only TV show I can think other
Representation
than
matters.
it does matter. Other than maybe like even Stevens did a Hanukkah
Yeah.
special because the Stevens family was Jewish.
But like in terms of like things for young kids, that really
Right.
was it.
yeah, As Told by Ginger, I think had
Yeah.
a Hanukkah special, but that was really cartoons are the only ones you do.
The only place
Hanukkah.
you're gonna find it, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, because other than those, I'd say some of my favorite stuff on TV for the holidays are the holiday episodes of Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
Because-
Hanukkah Harry. Right?
On Moisha, on Herschel, on Shlomo. It's Hanukkah Harry 8 nights a year. And they have, and with Rankin Bass, one of my favorite things, they do a stop motion music video called Christmas Time for the Jews that they got Darlene Love to sing. And it's beautiful and perfect, and I love it. But all the sketches of like Steve Martin's Christmas Wish, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, Kristen Wiig, Maya Rudolph, and Amy Poehler do the Santa's my boyfriend, Santa. It's one of my favorite things. So I love whenever SNL does their holiday specials.
Oh man, I have so many. I mean, I could go the like, adorable things from my childhood, like Proud Family they did a Kwanzaa episode where it explained what Kwanzaa was. To this day, I still don't really get it, but
Rugrats had a Kwanzaa special
Yeah.
too.
so
All I
but
know is the 7 virtues.
well, yeah, that was thinking it was like emphasis on instead of like giving gifts and receiving gifts, you gave like your belongings, like you traded like, oh, this is a book that I really enjoyed, here you go, and it's used, and then they will give you like, oh well, here's a a sweater that I got when I was a kid or something like that. And I kind of really enjoyed learning it in that way, like the dumbed down for kids way. But without fail, my favorite holiday episode of a show is on Supernatural.
Of course it is. It's our favorite show, by
It's
the
my
way.
favorite show. But they don't celebrate. They just go on. It's like this whole thing, like, oh, I don't want to celebrate Christmas. They're like, we're gonna do it this year. We're gonna do it this year. And for those of you who don't know, it's two brothers who fight the paranormal. So they go to this town that has like all this Christmas stuff up, very like Lifetime movie type of vibe. And there's these wreaths that are made with certain things that like cause witchcraft, and they find, and it's like this nice little old couple, and then they're taken hostage by the little old couple, and it turns out they're like ancient beings, and it's just so messed up. And then at the end they're just like, yeah, we're never celebrating Christmas again. And I don't know, it's just they're like, and the bloopers from that episode are some of the best because they're just randomly in Christmas sweaters talking about really serious stuff. They're like, we need to fight the monsters, and it's just like a Christmas sweater on. It's just I love it because it's not really. It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier, where it's not really Christmas because it's more alluding to
parodying
Christmas.
a little bit and having some fun with it. So I'm gonna step back into the Wayback Machine that Jamie will recognize, and I'm gonna go talk about the Masters of the Universe Christmas special.
I remember that.
So He-Man celebrating Christmas on Eternia because his mom's from Earth and she brought Christmas with her.
Right?
Wasn't that a He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special?
It was.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then like Hordak and Skeletor are trying to like mess everything up.
Right, and Skeletor learns the true meaning of
Christmas.
Christmas. He has to keep, he treks with these children across like this snowy wasteland, and ends up like caring for them and like wanting to protect them, and he like blames it on like Christmas, where it's like infecting his mind like some kind of spell. But it's just Skeletor is always, I think of him as like not truly evil, but just pretending.
Right.
So
he thinks it's like it's what I should do.
Yeah.
I'm Skeletor. I have to be evil.
My name is Skeletor.
I'm literally a skeleton.
It's like Scar's name being Scar. It's
Right.
like you're set up to be a villain.
Right. You just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
thank you, Bison.
Hordak was pretty.
Right.
He was pretty evil.
He's cartoonishly
He
evil.
was cartoonishly evil.
But he was Skeletor's
Like
master.
mentor.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, Skeletor was stranded in Eternia. He's originally from Etheria.
Right.
She-Ra's
That's
world.
right.
Just
Yes.
got a nod.
She-Ra,
Yeah.
She-Ra.
Getting some,
na, na, na,
And
dropping
na,
some
act like
knowledge.
I've
Some
seen
deep lore.
any of these shows.
She-Ra and the Secret of the Sword is fantastic.
Saw it in
Mara
the
and I
theater
grew
like
up
4
watching that.
times.
Whoa.
We grew up
I watched
watching
Way
that.
back
the
in the
new
day.
one, the new She-Ra.
Really? Oh, She-Ra.
Yeah, like the one I started watching that. That was really good.
Good writing. Good
Yeah.
writing.
I wish I liked it more.
Yeah, it was all right.
I love the new He-Man series.
Oh,
though.
Revelation was great. That was
I
pretty
haven't
cool.
finished it.
They need
It's
to
on
make a
my
Christmas
list.
special for that so we can talk about it here.
But it made sense, at least in Revelation, that Adam looked significantly different from He-Man.
Right.
So then when he had the power, it's like, oh, you're not already super jacked.
Right.
You're pretty svelte, you're pretty built, but then when you have the
then you're
power,
like, boom.
you're He-Man.
Right.
But everyone on Eternia and Etheria are just like super jacked and super in shape.
Well,
It's
they
like a
should be.
literal Planet
Well,
Fitness.
they all look like, we've talked about how curvy Shadow Weaver is.
Oh, good.
And it's like, oh,
And then-
overly
and then
sexualized.
One
but-
more quick one. It's on usually on Twitch though. I'm gonna honorable mention one of my favorite shows to watch. Obviously, is Critical Role, and they did their Christmas one shot called Christmas, and we had some great little characters there. One of my favorites there was Chutney, the gnome, who ended up assassinating Santa Claus.
What?
He was a gnomish rogue, and that was his joke. They went to like the group Save Christmas or whatever, Save Santa, and then Chutney turned on him and killed him because that was actually his real mission. And that was Travis, and it was amazing.
That's horrifying.
And so
Christmas one-shots, those are great. We've played a couple.
I know we did the one where we had to save Santa from Krampus.
Yes. Krampus has like the supernatural demon.
Yep. He was like a demon, and he had like these toy soldier like monster things. So like they're like little robot guys, the toy soldiers. So the party had to fight through those guys to get to where the Krampus was inside the barn thing. It was pretty fun.
Nice.
But unfortunately, this wonderful episode of Geeky Port has now come to a close.
Yay.
So everyone,
Do-do-do.
thank you for watching, and keep being awesome.